Gonna let people get in the chat. We'll let everybody get in here for a little bit. We gonna talk. We gonna talk about some of this crazy stuff that's been going on today. Chilling in the car, and I just couldn't wait. Like I had to sit by and stream and talk about two of the interviews from really. I mean, I guess you can call Micah Cowboys great, but we got to talk about what Micah was talking about, what Emmitt was talking about. So I'm gonna let people roll in, and we're gonna discuss. But I'm a little taken back by what Emmitt said about Jeanty. I really the 1 minute clip that I saw. I need a little bit more context behind it, and I really wonder if they push back on Emmitt for some of the things that he said, but didn't make a lot of sense to me. But hit that like button as y'all come in and say what's up to your boy. You know what I'm saying? We can have a discussion about it. So apparently Emmitt, and I don't know the young lady who interviewed him. I'd have to go back and check on Twitter. Like I read the quotes to it, and I was just like, ain't no way Emmitt said all he said in these quotes. That RJ Ochoa was able to. RJ did a very good job of really quoting Emmitt, and it was something along the lines of Dallas doesn't have the mindset for Jeanty right now. He would get beat up here. Um, when Dak was in, they weren't committed to running the football, and they like shiny things or something like that. They like exciting pieces, like we'll get Jeanty and we'll run the ball, but they don't have the mindset to run the ball. And then when Dak went down, he said, "You mean to tell me that Zeke and Rico couldn't carry the team or carry the load?" Pause. And that when Dak went down, Rico was able to kind of take over and run the ball very well. And I'm really lost at what Emmitt was trying to say. And then he went on to say that they need to stop trying to do what everybody else is doing. Dak ain't Mahomes, Dak ain't Josh Allen, and all these guys. And I think that he was trying to say, he did say that running the ball is the formula. And I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Emmitt's one of my favorites. Emmitt's the reason that I love the Cowboys. Emmitt is the reason that I played the sport. Emmitt is, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you got to find those people that will defend Emmitt over Barry Sanders in an argument, I'm one of those people. Can't defend what Emmitt was talking about today. I don't know what the hell Emmitt was talking about. Emmitt was kind of rambling because I would have pushed back and said, well, Emmitt, if you feel like we ran the ball well with Rico and you felt like we could do the things with Zeke and Rico, why wouldn't we be able to do that with Jeanty? What's up, Lola? How you doing, Lola? It's been a while since I seen you, Lola. It's been a while. But yeah, I don't understand the premise of what Emmitt was talking about personally. I just don't. Um, let's just say this. Let's say I agree with what he's trying to say, but it doesn't make sense as to why Jeanty would come in here and it wouldn't work. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I didn't see you comment. I didn't see you comment, Lola. Okay, so Big Dow said he said Dak and none of those dudes, but all those dudes have run game and coaching advantages over Dak. Or like Joe, they have way more weapons. And I agree with that, but it didn't come out like what Emmitt was saying. To me, it sounded like he was saying that Dallas does all the exciting things like everybody else, and that's why Jeanty would get beat up. Like we haven't been building up front, like we haven't been drafting linemen. I don't think the players have been the problem. I think that the coaching has been the issue. And I think that if Jeanty is your pick there, they would have to commit to running. I think getting Jeanty means you commit to running the football. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what Emmitt was talking about with the exciting things and trying to do what everybody else is doing. I do agree that we're trying to do. I do agree that we've been trying to do what other people are doing, but we're cutting corners to do it. I think we're doing a Walmart, Sam's Club. Yeah, we're trying to cut corners and do a cheap version of what people are doing. Like Kansas City, they're paying their coaches probably more than like. I mean, if you think about it, bro, we're getting what we're paying for. Really, where the drop off is coaching, and nobody will call that out. How cheap we are at getting coaches, at committing to coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like our issue has been coaching. It's been coaching up front. And I agree though, we weren't committed to running the football until Dak went down. So why wouldn't we? So why would getting Jeanty mean we wouldn't commit to running the? Does Emmitt think Jeanty's a receiver? I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? Like getting a running back means you're not committed to running the football. I would think if you get a first round pick, you're committed to making that work. Big Dow said we Dollar Tree. I'd be happy with the Walmart level stuff. Hey, that's funny as hell. Oh man, Carl Weddington said, I would like to point out that the Ohio State Buckeyes head coach makes more than the Dallas Cowboys head coach annually. So, I mean, I can agree with what Emmitt was saying as far as committing to the run. That's the formula that you need to do moving forward. But then you went on to say Dak's not Mahomes, he's not Josh Allen, he's not these guys. So my whole thing is, if he's not those guys, why the hell wouldn't you get Jeanty? Why the hell wouldn't you get somebody that can make plays? You know what I'm saying? Because I agree, he's not those guys. Those guys are better than him. It is what it is. Now, does Josh Allen get the type of hate that Dak gets? No, he doesn't. He's allowed a whole bunch of mulligans. He's allowed to fall short. You know what I'm saying? He is. But with that being said, as far as talent, I don't think Dak is those guys as far as talent goes. But do I think we could win a championship with him if we build it right, if we have the formula and we take so much of you know what I'm saying? Like we spread it out a little bit and we get some guys in here that can make some plays and help him with, you know, the load of what it is to carry an offense. Yeah, I think we could win for sure. What's up, iRock? JV, what up, man? So to go back to what Emmitt was saying, nah, bro, you get a Jeanty for everything you're saying. For everything that you're saying, my guy, you got to get a Jeanty. Or maybe not even a Jeanty. You don't even got to get a Jeanty, but I don't think getting Jeanty is saying that Dak is Mahomes or Allen. But what I will say is, I said this to Jay Tuck and I said this to Rome. Shout out to Jay Tuck for being at the Super Bowl, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And holding it down for us. Proud of you. I was saying, like, hell, Josh Allen got James Cook. James Cook is a beast. What are we talking about? At a certain point, they weren't committed to running the football, and then they became committed to running the football. Kansas City is committed to running the football. With Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, they're committed to running the football. So, Emmitt, bro, what are we talking about? I think you're going to have to come back and clear up what you're talking about, because I don't think that it makes sense, to be honest with you. I don't think that it was thought through, or maybe it was taken out of context. I don't know. I mean, I heard the clip and it was very, very confusing. It was all over the place, to be honest. It was all over the place. But what I took from it is, and what I agree with is, running the football is a formula that can help this team win. And for me, I think that committing to the running game also means you're committing to the guy that's going to run the football. So if we're going to invest in a first round pick, I think you do everything around it as far as the coaches. And I think that we've taken a step in the right direction. And guess what? Those coaches all need a lead dog. So I think that you got to start there. We do have some linemen. And if the coaches feel like they can make it work, then go and get your guy. And sometimes teams go out and they get a quarterback and they don't have everything together right then and there. It doesn't make sense for you to have everything right then and there I don't think Emmitt, when he was drafted first, in the first round, they had everything together until they figured out the right formula. You're never going to have all of your line blocking well, and have everything up, and then we go get that piece. It don't even work that way. You just got to draft good players, and you got to have good coaching. That's where I'm at with that. As far as Micah, let's talk about Micah, what Micah said, and then we can get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Micah said that he would take less for Myles Garrett to come to Dallas. I actually heard it. Like, I mean, it's not quotes. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, please, man. Hit that like button so people know that we're live, or they also know that, you know, I did go live and, you know, I opened up a discussion for everybody. But Micah said that he would take less money to bring in Myles Garrett, but he also asked the question, would Myles Garrett take less to come there as well? And I'm all for it, brother. I'm all for it. I love Myles Garrett. I love Myles Garrett so much as a player, and I would hate for him to go to Philadelphia or Washington. That's a guy that's going to help you right away. Those are the type of moves you need to make if you're serious about contending right away. Do we have the pieces in that we can trade to get Myles Garrett? I don't think we have the pieces. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like Lola said, he also said we can't afford to pay him and Myles. You know, that's the issue. Like, I feel like if we were just a defensive player away, I'd be all for going for broke this year. But unfortunately, you're looking at Washington, who has money. They also have they have a young quarterback who's on a rookie deal, and they got a shit ton of money. It's gonna be really, really tough to go against that, where you could be part of a contender and they'll pay you. Would Garrett come to Arlington? Some guys don't like in their hometown. I don't know. That part I don't know. I do know that he talked about Philly. I do know he talked about Washington. I don't know how he feel about Dallas. Oh, somebody, Carl Munson, he said basically, Jerry, come get me. I feel like he just went out of, I think he just went out of Cleveland, bro. My man just went out of Cleveland at all costs. He probably like, Houston, come get me. Jacksonville, come. Nah, he probably ain't gonna say come get me, Jacksonville. Hell nah. Hell nah. He trying to win the Super Bowl. But I think pairing them with the Micah Parsons could be a Super Bowl duo, one might say. I mean, Myles Garrett's one of the only players, him and TJ Watt, that I feel are probably better defensive players than Micah Parsons. And those are the type of moves you make if you're trying to win. I don't know that we'd be able to do that. But let me start reading some of these comments. Lonnie says Guyton hemmed up week 1. We ain't worried if he go to Washington. Nah, I'm worried. I'm worried because it's like, who else goes to Washington? And then if you pair him up, well, it just depends. Like, is he with that defensive line that's over there, that interior? Because when they got healthy, got a little better. John Allen and Payne, they got a little better. The issue with Washington is holding the edges in the run game. It's not the interior, it's the edges. The same thing in Dallas for the most part. Well, we had an issue in both interior and edges, but in Washington, that C gap that we had issues with, they had a hard time with that, and I think getting a Myles Garrett definitely helps there. So you don't want Washington to get a Myles Garrett. I'm gonna tell you that right now. From a pass rushing standpoint, I mean, I think he still got to our quarterback in week 1 too. I just think Guyton did a better job than we expected, but he still got to our quarterback. I'm pretty sure he made Dak fumble and we got it back. But yeah, I mean, a lot of interesting things are going on in the Super Bowl this week with a lot of the media stuff. Our guy J Tuck is out there, man. We got to make sure that we're supporting our own. And I'll say this, and if you see this and you feel a certain way about it, I'm talking about you. Yep, it's that time where DMV gotta put some people in their place. I gotta put some people in their place to defend the people that, you know what I'm saying, the people that I respect. Y'all know that a lot of y'all know me from Mark Holmes' channel. So y'all know that if anybody talks about Mark, or if anybody has an issue with Mark, for the most part, I have an issue with them as well. The only time that I might not have that issue is if it's somebody within that circle. But for the most part, you got to protect your own. You got to protect your own all the time. And that's just a life lesson, guys. And what I'm going to say is, I don't think that, well, for one, I pray that God protects my brother while he's out there at the draft. I'm not the draft, sorry, the Super Bowl. I hope that God protects him from the energy of the people that's really trying to, really trying to throw shade, or really just hoping that he fails, hoping that he fails. I see things out there. We see people hating, you know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about it all the time. And I just want to let y'all know that we see it. We see that people are threatened. And you guys need to quit it, bro. You guys need to quit it. What we need to do is we need to embrace our people, bro. We need to embrace our content creators that are crossing over. You know what I'm saying? Like, not be gatekeepers. A lot of people out there, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what the issue is with Tuck, with people like me, with people like Rome, people like Boss Cowboys, with people like, the content creators. I don't understand, like, what the issue is. Like, there's enough for all of us to eat. There's enough for the old media to to learn from the new media, and there's enough for the new media to learn from the old media. I don't understand why we feel like there has to be a them versus us. Like, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I think people feel a certain way when they feel like you're taking food off their plate. And I think sometimes that the food that's created on their plate is to create storylines, and sometimes those storylines are gonna break up this locker room, or break up what the Cowboys are. Now, people are asking what happened, per se. It's not so much what happened, but just know we see little slide comments out there, people saying things, and I'm just gonna tell you that there are people hating on Tuck being at the Super Bowl, being out there. And West Coast Cowboy, shout out to him. I made a comment that I felt like the creator space, or the creators, or the people we're coming together a little bit more. The fans are more united in what we want. We're speaking out a little bit, but we're more speaking out a lot of the same. We're all saying a lot of the same song, which it has never been done before. For the most part, we're always fighting. We've been a catty ass fan base. We've been a catty fan base. And so I made a comment that I felt like we're more united than ever. Now, it's not disagreement, bro. It's not even disagreement. It's people that feel like he shouldn't be there, and they're commenting and having their own conversations behind, closed doors and shit like that. Like, it's just weird energy is what it is. But when West Coast said, well, we got one of our own out there, and I'm paraphrasing it. I'm actually adding more to it. He said, he said, I don't know. Like, I see Tuck out at the Super Bowl, and I don't see a lot of people sharing his stuff. But I see what you're saying. And when he said that, I was like, you know what, bro? You're right. You know what, bro? You are absolutely right. You're right. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not, I think that it's old media. Old media is jealous that homie made it through. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got his credentials the right way. And this ain't even Tuck complaining. This is me fighting the battle for him. Like, I think that if you make it, somewhere and you make it to a table, you add value to it, right? Like, if you add value to it, there should be no how you got here. And I know that there are people out there that are jealous. I know that there are people out there that have, you've done this your whole career. You went to school for journalism and all this type of stuff. We get that, but times have changed. Like, there's 42 people watching right now, and there'll probably be more watching. Like, social media has changed. The content has changed. Like I told y'all before, like, I didn't even know I was a content creator until somebody said it. I just was making videos and doing stuff because I'm passionate about this team. Passionate about this team. Passionate about this team getting back and winning another Super Bowl. I don't even know what the hell this Ward cat is talking about. Because he not even on topic. It's not even like you're not even on topic about what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about Dak. Nobody's talking about Dak right now. We're talking about Tuck being at the Super Bowl and people throwing shade because he's there and they feel like maybe he shouldn't be there because I don't know. I don't know. And all I'm saying is we got to be better about our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I kind of feel like we need to embrace our people a little bit more. Now, disagreements with Fort Ward are saying, yeah, we could have disagreements and we can do that and we can be respectful about it. We can be respectful about it. But, it's the whole gatekeeping thing for me. Like, if homie made it there, he made it there. You know what I'm saying? Be proud and hope that you made it there. And then, if there are content creators that are hating on that as well, it's like, I mean, get better at what your craft is. You know what I'm saying? Get better at what your craft is. And maybe next year. I know next year I'm shooting for it. I know it gave me something to shoot for. I definitely want to go to the Super Bowl next year. And I'm not talking to the existence. I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to help cover. I want to be at the draft. I want to be part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all do our part. There are a lot of people in this space that do really good things. Like, Professor O is really good with the analytics. Skywalker's still really good with producing the show. Really good presence, really good voice. Vach is very good at commanding a room. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's enough for everybody to eat, bro. There's enough. But all I'm gonna say is, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for saying my channel is great, man. To be honest with you guys, man, I just really, really enjoy the hunt. Like, I enjoy the hunt. The reason that I even have a channel is because I really want this team to win. I really, 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 really want this team to win. I want this team to do things the right way. To go back to what Emmitt was talking about, I want us to find the right formula to success and continue to do that. But yeah, like, Super Bowl next year, man. Y'all stamp it, man. I'm trying to get there, and we gonna work, man. I promise that. But appreciate y'all for stopping by. Wanted to go live real quick, talk about what Micah was talking about, talk about what Emmitt was talking about. Pretty sure this ain't the last time I'm gonna go live, but I felt like this was some good Cowboys conversation stuff, a good conversational piece to talk about. Let me see. How about them Cowboys? Hey, shoot me an email, bro. Shoot me an email at DMV Dallas Cowboys at gmail.com. And we'll see. Like, the one thing I'm gonna tell you guys about me is that I rarely say no to collabs, right? That don't mean that I'm gonna continue. That don't mean that I'm not gonna say no to collabs. But if I know that you're putting in the work, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you have 1 viewers, 2 viewers, 5 viewers, or anything like that. Like, I'll definitely, like, if you're putting in the work, I'll definitely work with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know what it felt like being one of the smaller people, and then there are people who will pull me up. You know what I'm saying? Or, feeling inferior because my channel's not as big as other people's channels are. I remember feeling that way. So I'll definitely I'll definitely rock out if you're definitely working towards something. What up, Rome? What up, Rome? Yeah, I didn't even know you was on here, bro. I definitely had to talk about it, bro. You know me, man. You know me. It's not so much emotion, because it's not emotion. It's just like you gotta set boundaries, right? And the boundary that I was setting, Rome, is that we see these people out here hating, bro. We see these people out here hating because we putting in the work, and I got Tuck put in the work to get in that room. And he's a trailblazer. And there's a lot of trailblazers out there, man. A lot of trailblazers right now. A lot of trailblazers in our space. And instead of fighting it, bro, what we got to do is we got to recognize, all right, let's scope the room and figure out how we all can eat, how we all can get there, or how we can get our voice heard. Like right now, what y'all got to realize is that some of our guys are in places right now to where they can get what we want, our frustrations, to the people that make the decisions. That's what we got to realize. Guess what? Tuck is at the Super Bowl. He with Dez. You know what I'm saying? Just ran into Emmitt. You know what I'm saying? You think Tuck ain't going to run into Jerry at some point, Steven at some point, be able to ask them questions that we want to hear? And here's the thing about some of the media members that's hating. Y'all have had all of the resources to do the same type of stuff that Tuck is doing, ask the same type of questions, and guess what? Y'all are comfortable. Y'all are comfortable where y'all are at, and y'all won't ask the questions. Or y'all won't ask the questions that the fans really want. Y'all are ask questions to rumble rooms and stuff. But as far as, what the general fan wants to know, or giving solutions that could help, y'all kept quiet. Because y'all are cool with being just in the room. I can just tell y'all straight up, Tuck is not the type that he just gonna go in the room and he not gonna add value to it. He is. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of person, and I know my guy Rome. I know Rome gonna ask the questions that need to be asked all the time. I know that for a fact. I know Boss is gonna do that too. I know Sky is gonna do that. I know Vach is doing that on the draft show right now. I'm proud of him. Proud of him. Man, look, I'll go all day on how proud I am of Vach for being on the draft show right now, man. I would. I'm really proud that he made it to the draft show, and Aisha was able to trailblaze and do the things that she's able to do. Sis is another one. She's another one. There are guys out there in position right now, and we just kind of got to back them. We don't got to agree with everything they say, but they're in positions to get our voices heard, man. And we just got to be able to, start coming together a little bit more. So you might not like Tuck. Cool. But he's sharing and asking questions that we really want to know. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. He asked a question about Kellen Moore to Jalen Hurts, right? Now, a random person would think, okay, Kellen's about to be the Saints coach, this and that, and blah, 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 blah. What he was really asking, and what I heard was, why Kellen working for you, but he ain't work for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to be able to decode these type of things. And that's the type of professional that it's going to take those type of things. Like when No C the other day was asking the question about the salary cap and free agency in Philadelphia. There are guys like No C was like us, bruh. And No C is in that building. We need more of that. And we got to back these guys, man. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. I'm getting ready to get off this thing. I've been live a little bit too long. I just kind of wanted to talk for about 10, 15 minutes. And hopefully at some point we can get and do another Cover 3 pretty soon. I know that everybody loved the Cover 3 show. We're trying to work on it. Tuck's at the Super Bowl right now. So Tuck's at the Super Bowl right now. So we'll figure some things out. But appreciate y'all, man. We out. Peace.